Hi everyone, welcome to James Roberts Yoga. I'm so glad to have you with me today. Today we're going to do a 20-minute check-in flow. This can be done morning, midday, maybe at night before going to bed. Just a 20-minute sequence to check in with your body, check in with the mind, check in with the breath, see where things are, and get things moving just a little bit. So that's where we're going today. We'll start. You can find a comfortable seat for yourself. I'm up on a block in hero's pose, but if you want to sit cross-legged or maybe even on a chair for the first little bit, that's fine too. And we'll just allow the eyes to close for a moment. You can feel free to let the hands rest on the lap if you want. And begin to bring all of your senses in toward the breath. Maybe you can hear those inhales and exhales moving through. You can feel your body moving against your clothes or against your skin as you inhale and expand a little bit. And exhale to release. Just drawing all those senses within here. Letting that focus become a little bit more internal. Heightening the sense of observation as we move through today's sequence. Take a deep inhale through the nose. We're going to retain that breath at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, let that all go. Take a couple of breaths at your own pattern. We'll do that a couple more times. Again, maybe on this next inhale through the nose, retaining at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and letting go. And again, a couple of breaths at your own rate. One more, everyone. Inhaling through the nose. Pausing at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting that go. Nice, everyone. From here, eyes can open. Just let yourself return back into the space around you a little bit. Wherever you're seated, bring the right hand or right fingertips down to the floor. Reach the left arm up high. We're going to exhale. Just find a side bend here. Try to keep the left sit bone rooted down to the floor or block or whatever you happen to be seated on today. Maybe take a slight gaze up under that left armpit as long as it's not too stressful on your neck. If that right arm wants to sneak out a little bit longer out to the side, go ahead and do so. But we'll breathe here for a moment. Breathing into that opening along the left side of the body. Taking one more inhale. Exhale, returning back upright. Good. Same on the other side, so rooting the left fingertips or hand down. Reach the right arm up high. Exhale. Finding that side bend while still anchoring that right sit bone down into the floor or block. Noticing any differences between the two sides. Observing if one may be a little bit more open or receptive than the other. And just observing without judgment. Just making the observation without any sort of negative connotations to what comes up. One more inhale, everyone. Exhale, come back upright. Awesome. From here, we're going to get down onto our backs. You can just roll your way down. Draw both knees into the chest. We're going to take a little bit of a rock left to right, giving that lower back a little massage into the floor. If you want to circle the knees as well, feel free to do that. But just anchoring the base of the spine down toward the floor. Great. From here, we're going to start to come back to some relative stillness. Begin to press the soles of the feet up toward the ceiling. I'm going to grab maybe at the shins, maybe at the ankles, maybe at the feet for happy baby here. Ananda Balasana. Again, feeling the spine making contact with the floor here. And if you want to rock it a little bit left to right as well, go ahead and do so. Notice if you're getting any resistance, and if so, maybe let the hands reach a little bit higher up the leg. Good. We're going to keep the grip on the right side. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let that left foot return to the floor. And if the left hip flexor is allowing, you can go ahead and extend that left leg along the floor. Continuing to breathe here. Breathe in some length along that left hip flexor. And again, just observing the breath, observing the mind if anything does arise. Just take note of it. And again, trying to stay free of any negative chatter that may come up and accompany those thoughts or observations. Take an inhale. Exhale, we'll let that left knee return back in toward the chest. Grab the leg wherever it is best for you on the left side. And maybe on your next exhale, you can let that right knee lower down to the floor. And right foot lower down to the floor, I should say. And again, if you're feeling it, maybe you extend the right leg. Maybe that right hand rests on the right hip, just reminding you to anchor it down toward the floor. As you breathe, try to keep some energy in that right leg as well, all the way through the foot. Nice, everyone. We'll take an inhale here. Exhale. Bring both knees back into the chest. Awesome. Let's start to rock back and forth now a couple of times. Eventually make your way up onto your seat. Scoot back here. So we get into a seated twist. You can bend that right knee, sole of the right foot toward the floor. Again, keep some energy in that left foot. Maybe flex those toes back towards you. You can wrap this left arm around the right leg. Draw the belly button in toward the chest. Give yourself a little bit more space to deepen the twist if that's feeling good for your body. You can press this right hand into the floor behind you. Roll that right shoulder down and deepen your twist on your next exhale. If it's available for you to cross the elbow past the thigh for some resistance in the twist, go ahead and do that as well. Whatever's working for your body today, we'll breathe here for a few rounds. On those inhales, really feeling length down from the base of the spine. And on the exhales, maybe deepening the twist a little bit. Feeling that gentle compression of the belly toward the inner right thigh as you breathe. Again, incorporating those senses into the experience here. One more inhale, everyone. Exhale. Let's go ahead, unwind. We'll make our way to the other side. You can extend the right leg, bend the left knee. Sole of the left foot pressing into the floor, wrapping that right arm or crossing the elbow, if that's better for you. Pressing the left hand into the floor behind you. Let's continue to breathe and maybe deepen in the twists on the exhales. One more inhale. As you exhale, let's make our way up. Awesome. Bend the knees. Press those hands into the floor behind you. We're going to make our way into a reverse tabletop here. So press hands down into the floor. Press feet down into the floor. Let the seat start to lift. Possibly lifting the gaze as well. Opening up the back side of the body, really waking it up a little bit here. If anyone wants to extend the legs for a reverse plank, you can do that as well. Your choice, though. One more inhale. As you exhale, lower the seat down. We're going to get into our tabletop from here, crossing at the ankles, rolling over the knees, or you can swing the legs around to the side, but just getting to hands and knees for a few moments. Shoulders over wrists, hips over those knees. All right, so as we inhale, moving into our cow spine as the head and tail will reach up high. On the exhale, really press hands into the floor, reverse the curve of the spine, really feel lots of space here between those shoulder blades like they're moving apart from each other. Inhale through the cow. Exhale, reversing the curve for the cat. Inhale, cow. Let's exhale and reverse for the cat. Very good, everyone. You can continue for a couple of rounds, maybe find some circular movements through the shoulders or the neck or the hips. Just kind of listening to your body, following its lead. The mind gets a lot of time in the driver's seat. Let the body take over for a few moments here, a few breaths. Great, everyone. When you're ready, coming back to some relative stillness here. All right. Now we're going to start to sit up onto our shins here. If you have sensitive knees, maybe bring a blanket or a cushion up under the knees here. But we're going to start to sit up onto the knees. Great. Hands can come to the hips. We're going to take an inhale, slightly shift some weight toward that left knee and step the right foot forward. If you need to take some smaller steps to get it forward, don't worry about that. Go ahead and do so. I'm just going to draw the belly button in toward the spine here. Want to find a nice neutral spine as much as possible. Really feel the front foot pressing down into the floor, as well as the top of the back toes in this low lunge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to deepen this lunge just a little bit. You'll probably feel a nice stretch across the front of that left hip flexor. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, neutral. If you want to lift the arms, go ahead. Shoulders down, belly button in. Exhale to deepen. Inhale, neutral. Exhale to deepen. And inhaling, neutral. Great, everyone. From here, hands can come back down. Framing the front foot. If you have blocks and you want to bring the blocks under the hands, go ahead and do so. We're just going to find a brief half split. Take an inhale. Exhale. Releasing over this right leg. Keep those front toes flexing back toward you. If that front knee needs to bend a little bit, no worries at all. Go ahead and do so. Take your inhale here. As you exhale, pressing hands down, letting the upper body lift back up. We'll come back through that low lunge for a moment, hands coming back toward the hips. And as we exhale, we're going to start to step this right foot back and let that knee return to the floor. Good. We'll do the same on the other side, everyone. Take your inhale. Exhale, shift some weight toward the right and step the left foot forward again. Smaller steps to get the left foot forward are just fine. Start with hands on the hips. Really feel the hips kind of scissoring so that both hips are aiming forward. Left hip will move slightly back, right hip will move slightly forward. Top of the right toes pressing down into the floor, especially this, and is also the sole of the left foot. There we go. Belly button drawing in. Hands to the hips. Take the inhale. Exhale. Slight release down. Inhaling back to neutral in the low lunge. Exhale will deepen. Inhale, neutral again. If you want to lift the arms, go ahead. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, neutral. And exhale will deepen. Inhale, neutral. Good. Move toward the half split. Now the hands can come down, frame the front foot, extending that front leg here. Again, blocks are welcome under the hands if that's helpful for you and your body today. And again, you can slightly bend that front knee as you exhale and release over the leg. Still feel that engagement of the top of the back foot down into the floor and the front heel down into the floor as well. Take one more inhale. Let's exhale, press hands into the floor. Start to bend that front knee, coming back to that low lunge for a moment. And as you need to, stepping that left foot back onto the knees. Good. We're going to maybe whiten the knees a little bit, get into our child's pose, Balasana. You can sit back toward the heels, let the forehead make its way down toward the floor. And let's breathe, everyone. If you would like, feel free to maybe inch those fingertips a little bit further forward. Getting a little extra stretch under the armpits, also an option to bend the elbows, let them come down to the floor as the backs of the hands move toward the back of the neck. You can inch the elbows forward again for a little deeper stretch. But again, just returning to the breath, again feeling that expansion through the belly on those inhales and that release on the exhales. We'll take one more inhale. Exhale, let the hands return to the floor if they're not already there. Sit up onto those heels. Make your way around. Pick a side. Let those feet move around toward the front of your mat. Scooch forward. As you make your way down onto your back, opening and expanding into your Shavasana, or if there's any other final rest posture that's working better for your body today, go ahead and find that. Maybe you want to find a recline bound angle or something like that, a constructive rest. But feel free to just let those feet gently fall out to the sides, and the arms can rest alongside the body, maybe with the palms facing up. For a more traditional Shavasana, we'll stay and breathe. And again, allow those senses to move within, observing what's going on within. I invite you to stay here as long as you'd like. And I thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this flow today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll also consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button as well. I am back with new content pretty much every single week. And please follow me on Instagram. I do an Instagram live Vinyasa flow class every Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern time, that I'd love to have you there for. And of course, other fun content there as well is at J Roberts Yoga. Have a wonderful day, everyone.